guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I want to jump on the crystal tag that was put on by the lovely Larissa of Storytelling Tea and Tarot. I know that she was doing a crystal giveaway, which she's already done, but I didn't really want to join in on the giveaway, although free crystals is awesome, but I really wanted to join in on the crystal tag. So a lot of people are putting out tons of information about the beautiful relationship with human beings and animals and stones and things like that, and I thought I would just join in on that because I believe that, you know, stones, crystals, rocks, whatever you want to call them, can be very healing. I first saw this tag on Kasha's channel, if you go to Tarot Map on YouTube, and she mentioned Larissa's channel, who I was already subscribed to, and I just hadn't seen the crystal tag video. So definitely go check out both of those channels. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see all the lovely crystals. There are 11 questions, so I will be answering them there. All right, I'll see you guys there. Okay, the first question that Larissa had from Storytelling Tea and Tarot is, what are the crystals that we use for trying and hard times? So for me personally, I don't go by the book definition for crystals and stones. I know that, you know, certain stones are meant to be used for this and certain stones aid in this, but I go from what I feel and the energy that I get from a stone. So when I'm in some, let's say having a rough week at work, I tend to reach for my selenite heart, which to me almost looks like a seashell, like a clamshell almost. I think you guys can see it, but it just has such a calming, loving, happy vibe to it. So definitely selenite. I have a ton of selenite, so I use a lot of selenite for stuff, but definitely this heart selenite for whatever reason. Just, you know, you rub it, you hold on to it, and I feel like, you know, a mom has wrapped a cozy blanket around you. I just feel so much better. Another stone that I reach for, which probably a lot of people would reach for, is rose quartz. So I have this lovely chunk of rose quartz here, and from holding it so much, it has almost turned into the feeling of calcite, you know, so it doesn't have that rigid quartz feeling anymore, and it's probably just because I use it quite a bit. It's probably my skin oils or something like that. Ew. Another stone that I reach for is my lepidolite. I only have a couple pieces of lepidolite, but this is one of my favorite pieces. And just also, you know, if I have it in my pocket, I usually carry a stone with me in my pocket. And this is, you know, if I know I'm going to have a rough day or I know I'm going to be going into like an emotional situation, lepidolite is the one that I will jump to. Question number 2 asks, what are the crystals that I use for my magical practice or tarot or meditation? So I tend to use a variety of crystals for my magical practice. It's just basically based on what I'm feeling at the moment. If it depends on the spell work that I'm doing or the offerings that I'm doing. It just, you know, it kind of all depends. When I'm doing my tarot readings for clients or myself, again, it's just dependent on the energy that I'm getting from the reading or from the client. That depends on the stones that I'll be using. Same with meditation. However, there are 2 standbys that I always use. I always make sure that for client readings or for myself, I have this particular selenite tower. I just feel that it channels energy really well. It kind of clears the space for me so that I can get a pure reading. So definitely a selenite tower. If I'm doing meditation, like I said, I go for a lot of different stones, but there's one that I grab for more often, and that's this piece of quartz here. I believe it might be a Lemurian quartz. I'm not quite sure, but this was mined. Oh, I forget where, but I did get it from San Diego in Old Town, where I live in San Diego. And they had a bunch of these that they had brought over from a mining expedition. And it's not at like a new agey shop or anything. It's like the miner's shop is what it is. And so they had these on sale for like $20. So I was able to get one. I think I might go back for more, but I just like all the etchings on here, and the lines and the rainbows that are inside, and yeah, it just feels really good. It almost feels like a wand in my hand, and I feel that it really steadies me and helps me to focus during meditation. So yeah, this is my 2 crystals. Question 3 is the crystal I can't go a month without reaching for, and that is hemimorphite. Hemimorphite is one of my favorite stones in like the whole wide world. I used to have a beautiful pendant with a hemimorphite. It was polished on one side, it was raw on the other. It was the most beautiful blue you've ever seen in your life. Unfortunately, when my house was broken into, that was one of the things they stole. But I still have these lovely pieces of hemimorphite here. My boyfriend bought me these beads, and I turned it into a nice big bracelet for myself. But yeah, these are my hemimorphite beads, and I usually use them or I wear them also when I do meditation off and on. But this is what it looks like in its raw form, and the beautiful blue color that you see as the ones that are usually mined in China. And so that is the blue that I love. So yeah, I am always reaching for hemimorphite, and if I didn't have it in my life, I don't know what I would do. Okay, question number 4 is the 3 crystals I am using now and how. So at this current moment, there are 2 crystals that are actually in here. This is one of my little like dream bags, so I pulled this out from underneath my pillow. I have some clear quartz in here, and let's see what else I have in here. I know I have my amethyst is in here as well. And I'm just really looking for clarity in my dreams. I've been having some like really weird dreams lately, so I'm just wanting to understand them more easily. You know, the symbolism, dream recall, and things like that. So these are the two stones that I'm working for that. So clear quartz and amethyst. And I just put it in my little dream pouch here. And if you're wondering what all this herbiness is, this is rose petals and lavender for sleep. And so I just put it in there, and I put it underneath my pillow. Down here we have ulexite, or also known as TV stone. And let me bring over this book so that you guys can kind of see how kind of special it is. So yeah, it's almost like, you know, like fiber optics, old school fiber optics. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. But I also use this for clarity. So last night and tonight I will be sleeping with this under my pillow as well. And I just left this out in the sun earlier so it can get a little solar charging. Okay, advice to anybody starting off with crystals. First, have your Puma inspect it. But it's just to feel the crystal, hold the crystal in your hand. I probably wouldn't start off a crystal collection just buying tons of, you know, crystals off the internet. You know, if you have a rock and gem fair show that come through your town, which we have one that comes through every once in a while. In fact, we have one that is coming through next week, Friday through Sunday, which I will be going to. Or if you have, you know, a head shop in your area, or a bead shop, or you have, you know, even a miner's shop, definitely go in, feel the crystals, hold them in your hands, meditate with them for a couple of minutes. You don't need to, like, you know, get down and set up a whole meditation area in the shop, but just, you know, quiet your mind and try to feel the energy of the crystal. Is there anything that it wants to say to you? Does it want to work with you? How would you you know, what would be the best way to work with it? And just really listen. And so, you know, they are here for us to connect to. They want to help us, but we just have to kind of sit with them and listen. And not every stone is for everybody. You know, some people will say, oh, you know, if you really want to get down and do some clairvoyant work or spiritual work, you really need amethyst. But for some people, maybe amethyst isn't the thing. Maybe it's petrified wood, like this, for some people, which I do. I do use petrified wood when I want to do like spirit work. So, you know, you could read all the crystal books, you could look on the internet and learn everything about crystals, which is awesome, you know, for learning about which crystals would be best for this or that. But for me, it really comes down to, what do you feel? What are you getting off the crystal? What's it telling you? What does it want to help you with? and it may not be a textbook definition. So my advice, sit and hold your crystals, listen to them. Question number 6 is, what are the best crystals that I find for protection? Basically anything that is dark or black, and I think that goes for the majority of the population. But you know, if I really feel like my energy is under attack, if I'm feeling, you know, energetically drained, or I feel like I'm going into an iffy situation, I reach for any of my dark stones and I instantly feel protected and I feel like somebody's watching out for me. So the first dark stone that I have here is my obsidian. So this was actually this was carved up by and polished by a local like rocksmithing group at a local college. So there's this. I also have my onyx. So onyx is also very good. It's a very matty stone, very smooth though once it's polished. Jet, which I believe is actually coal, but jet's also very nice, very lightweight too. Another one I believe that is really good is my black tourmaline. I like this particular black tourmaline because it's infused with quartz as well, and I just think it has like extra energy protection to it. And my other one, which I probably use the most, is my smoky quartz. I'd love to take this one everywhere, but I'm so afraid that I'm going to break off these two little quartzies that are riding piggyback on Mama Quartz here. So I usually will take a smaller polished quartz with me and just put it in my pocket, or smoky quartz. So yeah, those are the ones that I find that are most protective. Question 7 are, what are the crystals that I use for self-care? So if I need to really maybe focus on myself for a little bit, you know, if I'm running myself ragged or I'm just like having mental burnout or something like that, I will often reach for my howlite. I do have a dyed blue howlite, but I believe that the actually original color, which is white, this often tends to get dyed different colors, but I love just a real white howlite, especially in this heart shape. I think it's very helpful. Also, I have angelite here. And what I thought was interesting about angelite, because I inadvertently just started carrying this around in my pocket for like a really long time, and it just kind of came everywhere with me for like a month. I had dropped it one day and I thought I shattered it because it got all these white spots all over it from, you know, crashing to the ground. I was like, man, I jacked up my angelite, and within a week the white spots had healed. Like, I've never heard of a stone being self-healing, like healing itself like magically before your eyes. I thought that was cool. But yeah, you can see there's not any white spots left on it. It's just totally beautiful and blue. So yeah, if this thing can self-heal, it can definitely self or heal me. Another stone that I am obsessed with, actually, for everything, is chrysocolla. This is actually a mixture of chrysocolla and malachite, by you can see by way of the green. But I find this to be calming. Some people find this to be a little too energetic, and it just maybe doesn't mesh well with them. For me, it meshes well with me. You know, so if I need some extra protection, if I need to go deep in meditation, if I need to do spirit work, if I need some self-care, this to me, it's like my all-around stone. So I think that is the bomb diggity. The crystals that I have for intuition, besides my chrysocolla that I mentioned earlier, is my purple and green fluorite sphere. I have purple fluorite and I have green fluorite, but I feel when the two are together, especially in the spherical form, that it really helps with intuition. If I'm really trying to dive deep into something, if I'm really trying to connect with my clairs. So this might be one that I might put in for a client reading every once in a while. Another one that I feel is really good is cavansite. So cavansite, which is from India, you can see that it's got this beautiful blue. And blue, as you can tell, if you know, can't see from all the shirts that I wear in my videos, blue is one of my favorite colors, that kind of turquoisey blue. But yeah, this is a beautiful stone, and I find it helps me connect to my intuition. Question number 9 is, what is one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had working with stones?
that would have to be my Moldavite. So Moldavite, it's like a half and half on the internet. Half the people are like, oh my god, I have this crazy experience when I work with Moldavite and it heats up in my hand. Other people are like, I get absolutely nothing from Moldavite. If anything, it gave me nightmares, or it's just a piece of melted glass to me. So like I said earlier, with anything, it depends on you and the crystal. You know, don't buy something because somebody said it worked for them for this. You know, it worked for them for whatever. It may not work for you. And that's with anything. You know, like since I'm a coach, I do personal training. What exercise I might give a sprinter wouldn't be the best exercise, let's say, for a high jumper. You know, so um, wow. For me, it's doing it again. For me, Moldavite is the first stone I've ever held where um, I literally felt like it was burning me. Like I had to get it off my skin. It was so hot. And I was like, man, I've never had that reaction to a stone. I mean, I felt the, subtle vibrations of a stone. I've, kind of felt like stone wanted to work with me, but I've never felt such a strong, heated reaction. I was like, whoa, I have to get this. So, I mean, this is my only piece of Moldavite because it is quite expensive. So yeah, I got this and I took it to my boyfriend. I was like, this thing is freaking hot. Like, feel it. And he's like, I don't know. It just like feels like a rock to me. I was like, no, it's hot. And he thought I was making it up. And I was like, no. So I ended up meditating with it. And yeah, I went to some crazy places. Like, I don't do drugs, y'all. But if I did drugs, I think that's what would happen if I did drugs wherever I went. I was like in outer space. It was so cool. So yeah, crazy experience was with Moldavite. So number 10 is, what are the fave crystals I love to use for ancestral work? So connecting with my ancestors, connecting with my guides, and having them come in to help remove blocks. These are definitely my go-to stones. I'll either just use this one or I might use this in combination with this. So this is my malachite, and I am a huge fan of malachite. Like I said before, not everybody likes every stone, and for me, this is a stone that I dig. So this is a giant chunk of malachite I was able to come into, and I think it's got these beautiful swirls, and it's an absolutely deep, beautiful green. But yeah, whenever I meditate with this, like it's effortless. Like my spirit guides, my ancestors come in and they help me get through whatever I need to get through, which usually will involve tears. And then here I have my Tibetan quartz. It's not the prettiest piece of quartz, but I love its quirky looking personality. And it definitely also aids in bringing in those ancestors, those guides, those angels, whoever they may be, to help me out. So those are my go-tos. Okay, the last question is, what is the stone more people should know about and work with? Okay, I have tons of stones and crystals, so it was really hard to just narrow it down to one, but I thought I might pick one of my faves, which is charoite. So charoite is sourced only from, I think, near the Charo River, or Charo Mountain, something like that, in Russia. So correct me if I'm wrong, and put that down in the comment section below. But yeah, it's also quite expensive because it only comes from one particular place. So this is a tumbled stone that I have in that form, and I love the bands that it has on it. But if you can get just the pure purple form, which is like this, it's very, very pricey. But in tumbled form, it's pretty decent. So working with this, I tend to get, there's a lot of energy for me, and I have some pretty crazy experiences with it, so I have to actually use it sparingly. I did make a charoite bracelet for myself, and I can't wear it all the time, but I will wear it sometimes, especially if I feel like, I need a little extra oomph for that day. And actually, so another Charwrite in my Etsy shop if you guys want to check that out. Plug for myself. So yeah, those are my crystals.
Alright guys, that's it from me. So if you have any comments about the crystals that I showed you guys, any weird experiences you guys have had, or maybe you have some crystals that you think I should know about, definitely leave that in the comment section below, because just like tarot decks and art, I am a connoisseur of crystals. So yeah, definitely leave that in the comment section below. All right, I thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out a portion of my beautiful crystals, and definitely check out Kasha's channel, Tarot Map, and Larissa's channel, Storytelling Tea and Tarot. All right, so I will catch you guys another time. If you guys would like to book a reading with me, don't forget to check out my website and all that information below. I do all sorts of types of readings. I actually need to add a couple of other readings to my Etsy shop because I do read with seashells, you know, conchomancy. So that will be something I'll be adding to my shop, and also crystal readings. So if you would like a crystal reading, that'll be something that I'll be adding to the shop very soon. All right, so I'll catch you guys later. If you love this video, don't forget it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe, and I will catch you homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.